Hey everybody, today on Northern Revolutions, I'm making a contest video for Christian, CGC Vinyl Guy, and his Push to 300 Subs contest. So stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome back to Northern Revolutions. I'm Rob. Welcome back if you're returning. Welcome if you're new. Today I'm doing a contest video, as I mentioned in the intro. Christian over at CGC Vinyl Guy is doing a contest. He's trying to push to 300 subs. Happily, I will make a video to help Christian out. He's a great guy, knowledgeable as hell about music. He's always very supportive of the content that I'm creating. And I am happy to do the same for him. So, again, I apologize. I still sound a little bit hoarse. I'm almost better, but my voice still sounds a little bit funny. So I apologize for that. Also, I decided to switch up the hat today because I noticed in my thumbnails on my channel that they almost all look the same because I'm either wearing this Toronto Blue Jays hat or this Toronto Blue Jays hat. So I figured it was time to mix it up a little bit. And I went real old school today. And I doubt that anyone will know what that is. Maybe some people in England might, or Spain. We'll see. Drop a note in the comments if you know what my hat is. Anyway, my contest entry for Christian. As I mentioned, he's trying to get to 300 subs. So he wants to do a contest focused on 3. We have to subscribe to his channel, which I have since day one. I have to make a video, which I'm doing right now. And what he wants us to do in the video is to give a shout out to another channel, preferably one smaller than ours. I wonder where everyone seems to be getting that idea. It's a great idea, though. So, who am I going to shout out? I'd like everyone to go check out Concert Buddy. I'll leave a link in the description. Just a great, entertaining guy. Great production quality on his videos. And I will confess, you may have noticed that I have a new intro. And I did that only because I was growing increasingly unhappy with mine and seeing the sort of post-production graphic work on Concert Buddy's channel. I said to myself, I got to step it up. So there you go. Anyway, post regularly. He's got some great, videos on, record finds from record shows and record store pickups. And he does some great informative videos as well. So please, everyone, check out Concert Buddy, one of my absolute favorite channels in the VC. And the next thing that Christian wants us to do in the video, since it's a 300 subs contest and he wants to focus on the number 3, he'd like us to show 5 records that have a 3-word title. And I thought, no problem. I have 800 records back here. I found 8 that have a 3-word title. So I've got 5 of them here. So let's take a look at them. So the first one I'm going to show is the Beach Boys' Little Deuce Coupe. This is an original Canadian first pressing from 1963. It's in, aside from some discoloration, there's not a mark on this jacket. There's not even I don't know if the record's ever even been played. I don't know that I've shown any Beach Boy records before. I have a fair amount of them. I like the Beach Boys. I have seen the Beach Boys I've seen Mike Love's Beach Boy Band, and I've also seen Brian Wilson and Al Jardine. You can probably figure out which one's better. Anyway, I've always loved the Beach Boys. I don't know. I mean, I'm not as familiar with their catalog as I am with, some other bands. I know all the hits and I've got a whole bunch of their records, but do I know what order their records come in? No. Do I know everything about the songs? No. But I do like the early stuff. This came out in '63. I believe it's their fourth album. I do know that it's the last album to feature David Marks on lead guitar until he returned for When God Made the Radio back in 2012 or whenever that came out. But, this is a typical sort of early Beach Boys, Little Deuce Coupe, 409, Shut Down, Be True to Your School. Apparently the version of Be True to Your School that's on here is not the single version. Brian re-recorded it, I guess, for the single. But at any rate, here's the first one, Little Deuce Coupe. The next 3-word album title that I'm going to show. I've talked about Luke before as a member of Whitehorse, and I've also shown one of his solo records, I think in my last video or the video before, don't really remember. This was his last solo record. He called his band Luke Doucette and the White Falcon because he plays a Gretsch White Falcon. This album is called Steel City Trawler, an allusion to the fact that he resided in Hamilton, Ontario, which is the Steel City because it's once upon a time was famous for steel production. It's the Canadian Pittsburgh, if you will. Luke Doucette is, as I've said before, my favorite guitar player in Canada. I think he's the best guitar player there is. He's phenomenal. This is straight up indie electric guitar rock and roll. It's great. There aren't any hits on here per se, because this isn't the type of thing that gets played on the radio. There is a great cover of Gordon Lightfoot's Sundown. Not as good as Gordon Lightfoot, but it's Luke's take on it, and it's quite enjoyable. So if you like electric guitar rock, and you like the band Whitehorse, which you should because I talk about them all the time, check out Luke's last solo record from 2010, Steel City Trawler. Carrying on with local bands, because that's a huge part of my collection. Another band I've mentioned before, this is the Wooden Sky, and this is their album, Let's Be Ready. It's their second most recent record. It's from 2014. The Wooden Sky are a indie folk rock band from Toronto, fronted by a guy named Gavin Gardner. He's sort of, I've used the word before, Dylan-esque, but sings way better. This is just an enjoyable indie folk rock record. I don't know what more to say about it. I can't play any of the songs because copyright police, but if you look up the Wooden Sky on YouTube, you'll get a good idea. Interesting thing about this record, I pre-ordered it. As part of the pre-order, they actually included a piece of the master tape from this record. So anyone that pre-ordered it got an actual piece of the master tape, which I thought was a clever idea. My next 3-word album title is a band called the Great Lake Swimmers, and this is their album, New Wild Everywhere. This came out in 2012. They did a limited run of 3,000 copies of this, and this is number 1744. I was thinking as I was listening to this prior to recording this video, how do I describe the Great Lake Swimmers? And I thought they sounded very... So they're a folk rock band from Toronto. Shocking, I know. They sound sort of Burrito Brothers to me, or Birds. And I thought, well, that's my impression. So as I was reading up on them, the principal songwriter on here credits his biggest influence as Graham Parsons. Well, no wonder it sounds like the Birds and the Burrito Brothers. Um, there's been a collaboration of musicians, I guess, over the years with the Great Lakes Swimmers. Notable on this record, Miranda Mulholland is a fiddle player from the same city in southern Ontario that I live in. And in fact, her mother was a teacher at my high school. And she's one of the most renowned fiddle players in Canada. She's on the board of governors at Massey Hall, Massey Hall. Big advocate for Canadian independent music. She plays fiddle on this record, so there's fiddle all through this, and it's a nice touch. Also, I've mentioned in the past, I'm good friends with Bob Egan, who was with Wilco and Blue Roto. He plays on this record as well. Just an enjoyable, if you like the Byrds or Graham Parsons or the Burrito Brothers, this is a nice Canadian take on that kind of music. All right, low-hanging fruit on the last one, but 3-word title. The Beatles, Yesterday and Today. There you go. But I'm not going to show this version. I'm going to show this version. Yes, this is an authentic Beatles Butcher cover. Yesterday and Today was a compilation album that Capitol Records put together prior to the release of Revolver in North America. It originally was made with this artwork. It's the Beatles with some Butcher covers and some raw meat and decapitated dolls. I won't get into what that means or doesn't mean. Capitol Records recalled it and in a lot of cases pasted over this cover that everyone knows. Some of those got out in the wild and people would peel them, which is what this is. This is referred to as a third state because it originally had the slick pasted on the front and someone's peeled it off. This is my holy grail. It's going to be 20 years to find one of these. They're stupid expensive. I don't care that it's beat up because I don't have this for playing value. I have it for its historical significance. So, the Beatles, Yesterday and Today. There you go, Christian. There are my 5 records with 3-word titles. Congratulations on your push to 300 subs. Well deserved, my friend. Should be double that. So anyway, I will continue to support your channel because I think you're a great guy and I love what you do. So please, everyone, check out CGC Vinyl Guy. You won't be disappointed. That's everything for me today, everybody. Catch you on the flip side.